on today's episode of What's Going On in my comment section. This is a longer comment, but I really appreciate, I really appreciate this comment. And it leads into a larger discussion towards the end that's going to lead into a TikTok that I'm going to show you guys, and then an article afterwards. So just buckle up. It's good. It's all good. It's all good. But that video that I made about that cheating lady saga and her philandering husband and everybody's Christian and it's all God is good all the time, that video got a lot of people talking. I'm grateful for it. And we're going to continue the discussion here. Before we dive into this, hi, my name is Shayna. For those of you who are new here, I talk a lot about decentering men, child-free living, and I'm a food and travel journalist. So if any of that sounds like a vibe, please like, share, subscribe. And reminder that I am going to put together the writing masterclass for anybody that's interested. It's going to be a 2-part masterclass, so that way we could talk about, getting everybody to figure out, okay, what kind of writing would they like to do to monetize. And then the next part is going to be all about pitching and what that looks like. So I'm working on it. Life is real busy right now, but I'm working on it. Now let's dive into this comment. At first, I was very confused as to how she could allow and then get over such disrespect. But then I went and watched some of her TikToks. She and her husband met at 14 and married at 20. Ladies, be very careful marrying or even dating young men who are not as religious as you. Who have not experienced life, who have not had the fun that they wish they have, who have not built anything, basically who have not lived. Being locked in a relationship or marriage with you will feel like a prison, and that they will break free from no matter how much it disrespects or hurts you. It does not take a genius to know that men can be terribly selfish, as is evident by our history that is littered with wars waged by men over land, religion, and power. For the people who will try to come for me, I am a Christian woman who has been married to my Christian Black husband for 20 years. I will say, I checked the comments, nobody's coming after you. I'm not coming after you. So just clearing that up. Unless something new has happened, but no hate here. We have 5 beautiful children, and I am currently a stay-at-home mom and wife. My husband has never and would never disrespect me in the way that this woman was disrespected. Nor would I dishonor my husband's loyalty and love with such disrespect. Are we perfect? No. But allowing me to go through pregnancy alone would just be out of bounds. We're close to the bottom here. However, maybe I can say that because both me and my husband lived before we got married. Maybe, just maybe, young adults should be relabeled as older children, and children should not get married. Bars, especially that last bit. That last line right there, that last 2 lines right there, bars. And that brings me to this video.
So I'm just out here thinking about a conversation I had recently with my primary care doctor. And in that conversation, I was telling her how I feel like the light switch in my brain literally turned on maybe at the end of 28. And my doctor is a integrative medicine doctor. So she not only practices Westernized medicine, but she's very knowledgeable in other holistic treatments and just other medicinal practices in other cultures. And she reassured me that only in Western medicine is it considered 25 the age where your frontal lobe is fully developed, but in other cultures it's actually 31. I was really relieved to hear that because I feel like that just makes so much more sense. And if you're feeling just why am I just something's not clicking, and then it clicks later towards your 30s, yeah, that's why.
Love that. Couple of things. One, when men talk about women hitting the wall at 30, it's literally your brain clicking into place, and they don't like that. It's literally you reaching a point where they cannot manipulate the pliable parts of your brain, the parts that are not fully cemented in who you are, that recognize who you are, because they're still trying to sort themselves out. You're still literally developing. That developing has developed. once you hit around your early 30s. And so that's the wall that they're hitting. They're just like, why can't I manipulate you? And you say, I know myself. So it's, if you're going to manipulate me, oh, it's going to be a lot harder. And two, I came across an article that talks about how she says that in other cultures, they've known this for a very long time. I do not doubt that at all. It seems as though Western medicine is starting to catch up. So let's talk about it. This is an article from Brain Facts that says, when the brain starts adulting. Let's dive in. Oh, also, if you want to read this, it's going to be linked below. Okay, now let's dive in. Okay, yes, this is where I want to start. Your brain changes a lot between birth and adolescence. It grows in overall size, modifies the number of cells contained within, and transforms the degree of connectivity. The changes don't stop once you turn 18. In fact, scientists think that your brain continues maturing and fine-tuning itself well into your 20s. So, when is a human brain finally done developing? And with all the effort that it takes to build, what's so special about the end result? Below, an adult brain differs from an adolescent brain in many ways. Between childhood and adulthood, the brain loses gray matter as excess neurons and synapses are pruned away. The rate of loss slows down by a person's late 20s. At the same time, some brain regions strengthen their connections with each other, and the major nerve tracts become wrapped in that first paragraph, become wrapped in insulating myelin, which increases the brain's white matter. White matter volume peaks at around age 40. Quick pause. My mom has told me consistently throughout her life, Shayna, it didn't get no better than when I turned 40. She's like, things started making sense when I was 30. I knew who I was at 40. Gently putting that out there. Let's continue. Much of the added white matter represents increased connections between widely separated brain areas. During childhood and adolescence, most brain networks are locally organized. Areas near each other work together to accomplish a cognitive task. As we mature, distant areas of the brain begin linking up with each other, leading to larger and more widely distributed networks. Basically, you're able to have significantly more complex thought at this point in your life instead of making more immediate connections. You're able to make larger connections that span other parts of your brain once the white matter starts to fully develop. And I'm going to just gently go to this middle paragraph and then we're going to wrap this up. Intelligence also peaks during early to mid adulthood, roughly the ages of 25 to 60. However, intelligence involves different cognitive abilities, each of which develop on its own time scale. Fluid intelligence, which includes the abilities like solving problems and identifying patterns, peaks at around 30. By contrast, crystallized intelligence, which deals with vocabulary and knowledge of facts, increases until about 50. So what I'm trying to say is, with all this growing that we still need to do to link yourself up to a booga for the rest of your life and have all of this trauma implemented into your still molding brains, ladies. I know that a lot of my audience is like millennials, and I have some Gen Zers, but there's more Gen Xers. Listen, talk to the youngins. Talk to them babies. Their brains are literally hanging on, like we got to save their brains, because all this information emphasizes just how accurate that statement was. They're just older children. The babies. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, share your thoughts. We got to save the babies.